Hello. I want to show you my workspace. I spent $60 on this device. To move on to the part about advantages and disadvantages, fast forward to this time-coded E. Now let me tell you how it all came about. Once upon a time, while browsing eBay, I saw it. A beautiful 30-kilogram item, almost new, with a warranty that had just expired. My heart raced, and my chest filled with strange excitement. Looking at its attractive price of $50, I couldn't hold back and wrote to the seller. Yes, I saw that this beauty isn't working at all, and the price is so low, precisely because it's already driven its owners crazy. The seller explained that this treadmill had already been through several service centers, and there was no hope for recovery. We're not afraid of challenges. We're ready for adventures. And soon, I became the proud owner of a pile of junk. I plugged it into the outlet. It didn't work. The main module showed no signs of life, and replacing it would cost a tidy sum. But I don't need it at all because where it stands will be a computer desk, and I need some compact solution. We'll look at available materials. For now, I need to check the main components: the motor, belt, and pulley. I managed to check the motor using a welder. The thing is, this motor is designed for 180 volts of direct current. I don't have such a power source, but I remembered that the welder does produce direct current. I attached the wires, turned it on, and the treadmill started running. Well, that should suffice for now, but I need to figure out something with the electronics to easily control the belt speed. Upon closer inspection, the circuit board turned out to be not that complicated. It rectifies, stores, and releases current in doses. I should mention that I tried using the board as is, but it showed no signs of life. So I replaced the microchip with an Arduino. I installed a potentiometer at the top, run the wires, and it's done. The next step is programming. I didn't write the firmware right away. I had to fiddle with the PWM frequencies. But there's not much else to say about it. Cut the tabletop from plywood and mount it on brackets. I used 10mm plywood, which is the absolute minimum. Any thinner and it would break. So get at least 10mm. All the video footage I show is post-factum. Back then, I never thought I'd be making videos. 6 months have passed since then, and some user experience has accumulated. Now we'll talk about it. Advantages. First, all the disadvantages caused by sitting work, such as posture problems, lower back pain, cardiovascular issues, and more, are naturally excluded. We won't dwell on this point for long. Second, ease of movement. For example, when you need to keep an eye on something, or something is cooking in the kitchen, or someone needs help, it's easy to step away from the computer since you're already on your feet. Just take a step now, not forward, but in the needed direction. No more, just another 10 minutes. You quickly finish your task and return to work. Third, from this we get the next plus, endurance. I noticed that on a walk I can go very far, because I don't make any effort. My legs just move on their own, and it doesn't tire me. If I used to walk and thought about how to get there faster, how tedious it was. But now it doesn't tire me either physically or emotionally. Fourth, it helps maintain weight. No, you won't lose weight like that. As I understand, serious exercise is needed for weight loss. But weight gain also stops compared to sitting work. Fifth, it's fun. When the routine part of work comes, you can turn on music and set the treadmill speed to match its rhythm. It brings a lot of positivity. In the same category are games. First-person shooters begin to trick the brain like VR. If you play for about 10 minutes, then there's this strange feeling when the character stops, but your legs keep moving. But while moving, it's quite immersive. Now you can actually run in shooters, although accuracy while shooting isn't something to expect. Now the disadvantages. First, it interferes with thinking. When the intense part of work comes, and you need to focus on thinking, you have to stop the treadmill. While moving, you don't think at all, though I've heard that some people like to think while moving. Second, it's hard to start. Everything is uncomfortable, something gets in the way. There's nowhere to put your hands, and if there is a place, it's not at the right angle. By 9 o'clock, you're already tired like a dog. Fortunately, you can adjust the table's position, and the heaviness goes away over time. Third, mouse. The mouse moves on its own. Not very strong, but making precise movements becomes increasingly difficult as the treadmill speed increases. For example, work like video editing, where you need to precisely place the markers, is practically impossible. Fourth, laziness. Our brain is an advanced thing. Energy conservation is in our genes, and it doesn't understand why we torture ourselves like this. After all, you can work sitting down, or even lying down, or maybe not work at all. Pleasure directly, the treadmill doesn't add its extra work for the body that resists it. It's hard to force yourself, but if the computer is attached to the treadmill and dismantling it is a laborious process, then you can easily reach an agreement with your brain, which will reluctantly allow you to engage in such foolishness. Fifth, service. I would consider this a merit because I enjoy doing it. It reminds me of some kind of ritual. I think lovers of natural coffee will understand me. The treadmill is a mechanism that requires maintenance, lubrication, and cleaning. This is a downside compared to an ordinary chair. According to the manual, the treadmill needs to be serviced weekly or after 100 hours of use. But considering that this schedule is designed for running for many hours in a row, under my conditions, I can stretch the intervals by 2 or 3 times. Well, that's all.
Buy